I'll walk through the MSC and I'll stop in the entrance and look at the John 1513 Memorial. Just picking off names that I know. It's cool being able to look at a name on a memorial and say, I have a connection to you. Born generations apart, but the Aggie ring, you know, the uniform, the senior boots, and those Aggie core values. I was accepted in the Texas A&M History Research Internship with Dr. Erica Bravo after my freshman year. The goal of the project was looking for the photographs of Texans who were missing in action, right here.
Yeah, this is cool because that's the team.
The Defense Prisoner of War Missing in Action Accounting Agency is tasked by the Department of Defense with providing the fullest possible accounting to the families of the missing. And part of that is finding their picture to update their profile. We started to find several instances of Aggies who were on this list. Kind of always sat in the back of my head. And it really came to fruition when Dr. Bravo asked me to compile a full list of Aggies missing in action. Looked online, there's no list. First on the slide we have here is the Texas Aggie research team. Looks like y'all found quite a few people, which is pretty cool.
20 to 20.
The internship was adapted to fit this project, trying to find the names of Aggies missing in action. Interns began being tasked with different projects, like looking at memorials, going through the Texas Aggie publication, all in the hope of getting a full list. Our goal is to remember these Aggies and know their names. First, can we find a name? Then from there, can we verify that they're an Aggie? Now that we know they're an Aggie, what did they do on campus? And then it just goes further and further from there, their hometown, newspaper clippings from when they were children, all the way up to reports submitted by their commanding officer after they went missing in action. From different states as well, not just from Texas. And we found Aggies who went missing in action flying with the Royal Canadian Air Force, or an Aggie who was originally from Mexico. Our current list is now at over 195 individuals. This research would not be possible without the traditions and culture of A&M. Founded as a land-grant college, military college, the first students of A&M were required to join the Corps of Cadets.
In 1871, plans were drawn for the first public institution of higher education in Texas. The school was to be open to all promising students, regardless of wealth or family position, a center to advance the frontier of knowledge, to train the strong men needed to direct the state's material development. Today, almost a century later, the fondest hopes and dreams of this state's pioneers are a reality at Texas A&M University.
You come in with your buddy class. You learn how to push past your failure point with others, and you learn to really rely on your group. After you graduate, there's a very, very strong connection to A&M. You have people tracking each other throughout their lives. 20,000 Aggies served in the military during World War II. Those who came home, they're honoring their buddies, they're honoring that sacrifice. A really important part of that military history is remembering our fallen, remembering who came before us, and remembering what they did. On campus with silver taps in the early 1900s. And into muster.
Aggie muster is a tradition which runs deep in the history of our school. Since 1883, it's been a solemn time for remembering loved ones and reflecting on their influence in our lives. History shows that even during times of war, Aggie muster has been preserved in foxholes, ships, even submarines throughout the world.
Reading off of names, and everybody answers here for their fallen comrades. It's our duty now to live up to that example that was set before us, and especially for me as a historian, when those stories aren't explicitly told, you know, to go out and find them, go out and remember them. Attention! As a commanding officer in the Corps of Cadets now, I have the greatest examples to look back on. Knowing that you're a part of something bigger than yourself, and that when you're gone, your name's going to be remembered. I want to continue down this path doing historical research and understanding these guys, and you know, hopefully with this project setting up a base for future recoveries. Now it's kind of evolved into looking at Aggies who are prisoners of war. You're getting notebooks and things that speak to their mindset during the time, and it's really, really resonated with me. Along with preserving these stories, one of the goals of this research was to advocate for the creation of a memorial on campus. I've always envisioned a place where you could come reflect on what they did and who they were. That's one thing I love about Aggie Park. You know, I'll take some of these books out there sometimes in the evening and just kind of sit with them. You know, while you can't always get into their mind, you can always, you know, reflect on how it makes you feel. It's very important for us here at A&M and for the families too, knowing that they are remembered people still thinking about them, reflecting on them, and using their story today in their life.